large beach slightly ahead to our right hand side here. This is Painton Beach or Painton Sands. It's actually the largest of the beaches in Torquay, split down the middle with the old Victorian pier. It actually juts out some 782 feet into the sea these days, and is slightly shorter than when it was originally built. That was due to the ballroom on the end burning down, and they'd never actually replaced the end of the pier. Still open to the public these days, still houses some little tiny food stalls, old-fashioned penny arcades, and on the end there you can see the yellow and green. At our right hand side now, ladies and gents, you've got another headland there. That's a Roundham Head or Painton Head. The large yellowy cream building on the top is yet another residential home or old people's home. It was actually constructed for a very famous Dutch family. Their name was Vandenberg, and they were the people that actually brought margarine to this country. Nice view of one of the cruise ships on our left hand side there, the Morella Discovery. Quite lucky over the last 12 months we've had up to 9 or 10 of these in the harbour, or in the bay at one time. Keep looking at that beach, ladies and gents. There's a row of beach huts there. Go right to the left hand side of those. There's a little flat white building. Keep going around the corner. There are 3 little tiny bays or coves there. If you get to the large pile of boulders, you've gone a little too far. There's Crystal Cove, Mackerel Cove and Saltern Cove there. It's the largest one of the 3 that we're interested in today. Back in 1963, a lady was walking her dog on that beach. Dogs doing what they do at low water, he was digging some very big holes. One of the holes the dog, for some reason, wouldn't leave alone. The lady went down to investigate, saw something glinting in the sand. She picked it up, took it down to the water's edge and washed it off. What she thought she'd found was a small child's bracelet, goldish in colour, with it. Good morning, ladies and gents. For those of you who just joined us in Brixham, welcome on board the Dartmouth Explorer. Short trip around the coast heading down to Dartmouth. Now before we go too much further into the trip, we are advised by law just to give you a quick and brief safety announcement. It's nothing for you to worry about, it's just to let you know that we are licensed today. It's actually run by volunteers. I believe there's 1 paid member of staff, and that's the lifeguard. The local fire brigade come down and help, the local harbour guys, and people just give up their time to go down there to clean out the pool in the morning. It's normally about 11 o'clock in the morning when you see the cleaners down here. Got some very large nets. They scrape off all the seaweed off the top, etc. So it's nice and clean for when you go swimming later on. This did happen one morning after a violent storm a few summers ago. They scraped off all the seaweed, and underneath it was a little school of mackerel. So they continued to scrape with the nets, they caught all the mackerel. And then where that little blue wall is there, they set up what is, it's only about 12 feet tall. Up until 1986, it actually worked on a pendulum system that had no electricity up here. The little building to the to the right of the lighthouse is where the pendulum used to swing. And this is how it actually made it work. It's a gorgeous place to go and visit, ladies and gents, but if you look very carefully, he thought he knew his way out of Brixham, but made a wrong turn and ended up actually on Berry Head. He led them a merry dance, driving straight off the end of Berry Head there. He luckily jumped out on the top, but somewhere beneath us, about 130 feet, is a little ice cream van. Normally cords or shacks. holiday accommodation if you wish it. For some 5 nights and 4 days here, you will settle back the paltry sum of £2,500. Now I can tell you nobody's in residence today because the Union Jack's not flying from the flagstaff. That's one of the stipulations that they have to fly the Union flag. Normally on a Friday afternoon we see it upside down, which is also a form of distress. We believe they've just been presented with the bill. The little turret just opening up on our right hand side there with the little round castle turret in the old thatched building. The castle turret was actually the ammunition station for the castle. The little thatched building is rather deceiving. It's not actually thatched. That's reinforced high-stressed concrete. And that was where the torpedo battery was placed during the Second World War. Now, if anybody has lost an earring, one of you ladies or gentlemen have lost an earring, we have had one handed in and it is at the bar. Ben has just said it's been handed in at the bar. So if anybody could check the inwear earrings, just have a quick check. If you have lost one, it needs to be handed in to the bar. The castle on our left hand side here, this is the Dartmouth Castle. It's the third castle to stand on this site, the original being built back in the 1400s. It was the first castle purpose-built for cannon. Now the cannon they used here were known as murdering pieces, normally because they put off the 4 people loading it rather than the people that they were aiming at. You can actually visit Dartmouth Castle. There's a little boat that runs from Dartmouth itself, the little blue one there to our left-hand side, picks you up in Dartmouth, drops you off down here at the Stumpy Steps, lets you have a wander around the castle and the church of St Petrock, and then we'll take you back later on today. The White House up there on our right hand side, that's Brookwood House, and that was actually used by the Free French during the Second World War. One of the most photographed buildings on the river is just coming up on our right hand side here. An absolutely fabulous building there, looks like a little castle. It actually started life way back in the 1980s. A builder asked permission to build a boathouse. You can see the little boathouse there with the wooden doors and the 2 round circle windows, situated on the concrete pontoon. The actual house itself is on the right hand side. The rest of it is just made to look like a castle facade. Now behind the 2 wooden doors at the bottom of the main house is the swimming pool, jacuzzi, saunas, gymnasium, and the gentleman has a wet bar. Now I don't know what a wet bar is, but I'm pretty sure that I need one. Now if you think that's absolutely fantastic, just think of the logistical problems of getting the building material there. Either down that little rickety railway at the back, or at certain states of tide when it can be dropped onto the pontoon with different boats. Now it's quite confusing as we go up the river because you have Dartmouth on our left hand side, and on our right hand side here you have the village of Kingswear. It was said that when there were 21 millionaires in this country, 15 of them lived here. Most of these houses were built for shipping agents or shipping magnates, these days just owned by the exceptionally rich or the exceptionally famous. Now as we round the corner here and head up into Dartmouth itself really, you'll probably get the most iconic shot of Dartmouth, which is the Britannia Royal Naval College up on the top of the hill there, the large red and creamed brick building. The keystone of this was laid in 1902. The building opened for business in 1905. Lots of members of the royal family have attended here. The late Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, Harry and William have also attended down here to do their maritime training. Prince Edward also did a grueling 2 weeks there with Her Majesty's Royal Marines before running off to join Andrew Lloyd Webber. But back here in 1939, young Princess Elizabeth at the tender age of 13 was set down with her passing out the rail. This is where... Now very shortly, ladies and gents, we will be dropping you onto the town pontoon, which is ahead of us to our left-hand side. Now I do have some ticket and timing information for you. If you have a train ticket and you are returning on a train this afternoon, the train goes from the left-hand side of the river here, where you can see that little roadway and the people stood on it. There are two ferries, to the right-hand side. There are two ferries running today. There's one just making its way across the river now, the blue and white vessel with ferry on it, and the other one is tied up on the pontoon when we come in. Your ticket includes the ferry hold of something or someone. If you do decide to grab hold of someone, please try and make sure it's someone you know, or someone you'd like to know a little bit better. When we are all safely tied up, we will let you know when it's safe to disembark the vessel. Please don't try and jump off until you are told it is safe to do so. All it remains for me to say is thank you very much for travelling with us. We do hope you've enjoyed it. From Mark, your skipper, myself, Mike, and Ben, thank you. Please do come back and see us. Fine, Roger.